Hello, everyone, and welcome to No One Lives Forever, the Game of the Year edition. And whoo boy, I am so happy that this works flawlessly on Windows 10. Unfortunately, this game and sequels are not available anywhere anymore, unless you got good connections at like Amazon or something. But anyway, let's get started with the game. I'll talk about the game when we have a chance to actually get into some gameplay. So anyway, we're going to play this game on normal, because if we did Super Spy, we'd be dead in a minute. Anyway, we start off with the assignment. An unknown assassin is killing off Unity's elite operatives. In spite of the danger, Kate Archer and Bruno Lowry still have a job to do. Could this be Kate's first shot in a mission fraught with peril and intrigue, or is it just another routine assignment?
A crisis has arisen. Unity's undercover operatives are being killed off by an unknown assailant. It seems likely that there's a traitor within the agency. Report to the War Room for a full briefing on the situation and a tactical overview of your upcoming mission. Do not be late. Following the briefing, stop by the training facility to hone your skills.
Alright, report to a briefing room and report to Sam's workshop for gadget training. Alright, here we go. I'll be quiet now. Lots of cutscenes.
Hello. Bruno, how's France? Did you collect any new bullet holes? I know how you love to be shot at. I'm teasing. I'm glad you're not damaged. Did you at least encounter an exotic temptress or two? Really? What was her name? What do you mean you don't remember? That's horrible. Of course, I'm famished. Are you buying? Then it's a date. Let's say Maximilian's in half an hour. Ciao. I'm not very happy, you know. It's not like I thought it would be.
I never promised it would be as exhilarating as your former trade, only that it would keep you out of jail and make it easier to sleep at night.
More wine?
You're the first female operative Unity has ever employed. The committee is old-fashioned. They need time to get used to the idea of a woman in this line of work.
I know all that. But at this rate, I'll be a bloody grandmother before they give me a real assignment.
You can always go back to burglary and pickpocketing if you can't live without excitement.
Damn it, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to be challenged. I'm sick of wiretaps. I'm sick of eavesdropping on boring strangers who may or may not pose some trivial threat to international security because they forgot to declare a ham sandwich at Heathrow. I don't have the patience for it. It's not what I'm good at.
It's never fun paying one's dues, but we all have to endure a bit of frustration and tedium now and then. Builds character.
I think I've paid my bloody dues.
Is that what you think? God knows I loathe sermons, but I'll tell you right now that you'll never stop paying your dues. Not ever. I'm sorry you're not happy, but you might as well get used to it. Nobody owes you a damn thing.
You make it sound like I'm some spoiled child. I'm not asking to be coddled. I just want a chance to prove myself.
You're right. I know it's been hard for you, but I'm confident you'll get your chance. All the petty politics in the world won't hold you back.
They've done an outstanding job so far, haven't they?
You see? What did I tell you?
Probably just one of the committee members needing a babysitter on short notice.
Ye of little faith, I'll see you there.
Why don't we go together?
I've an errand to attend to first. You go on ahead.
Okay, we're back. For those of you that are new to this game and don't know exactly what this is or what's going on, okay, basically this is a spy game in the same vein as like some of the spy TV shows and movies during the late 60s. Kind of a throwback to that. It's kind of a tribute, but also a parody of it, so this thing is also kind of like a comedy. You'll see later. But yeah. Also, this video is going to be very super long, since it's going to be just this this assignment thing. But once we actually get into a mission, I'll just upload to standard, 30 minutes per part, or 30 to 45 minutes per part.
Good afternoon, Miss Archer. They're expecting you in the briefing room.
Anyway, let's go. Basically, this is, as soon as we're done with the briefing, we'll go into a tutorial-like thing, which is skippable, by the way, but I prefer just, doing it. Oh yeah, another thing that I've got to mention before I move on, there's like this, here I can show you, there's like, oh, it doesn't show, I don't think, no it doesn't, but anyway, there's this, there are these collectibles that you can get in game that's called intelligence, and basically what it does is that it basically just adds to your rank. It doesn't really do anything except if you want more backstory into the game and whatnot. Now, we can't get all of the intelligence collectibles in this one playthrough because it requires 2 playthroughs in order to get all of it, because there are certain areas that you can't get to without a certain collectible, and like right at the very when we get into one of our missions, I'll show you later, but at one point we actually need a gadget that we can't get until like late game, like towards the end of the game. So basically, in order to get all collectibles, you have to play through the game, twice. Once to get most of the collectibles and then get all the gadgets, And then the second time is when you have all the gadgets and you have, the right gadgets in order to, get the rest of the collectibles. But I'm going to be, playing, or to the point where I get, most of the collectibles. I'm not going to find every single one that isn't, done through a second playthrough, but the reason why is that because my memory is hazy and I can't remember where most of these are, and the collectibles don't really do anything. It's just for, backstory. In the sequel, the collectibles actually help you in leveling up. There's actually a level up system in No One Lives Forever 2, but I'll get to that, later. But until then, one of the first things you gotta do is that as soon as you walk in here, to get the most collectibles, you're gonna have to kiss everyone's ass.
Agent Archer, how thoughtful of you to join us. I hope we aren't inconveniencing you too awfully with matters of international security.
Okay, basically just be the good girl.
I'm sorry if I kept you waiting. It won't happen again.
I seem to recall hearing that before.
You'll not have to hear it again.
Let us hope not. Well, if it isn't the inimitable Agent Lowry.
Sorry I'm late, Smithy. You're looking dapper today.
Spare me the disingenuous flattery, old boy. It doesn't suit you.
I was being sincere. It was the one polite thing I could think to say.
You're still upset with me, aren't you? I assure you, I have nothing against you personally. You've served us well for many years, but perhaps too many. I firmly believe it is in Unity's best interest that you retire from field operations, and I will continue to campaign to that end until you accept an administrative position.
I'm not upset with you, Smithy. I just don't like you. I do understand your concern, but just because you're too old for the field doesn't mean that I am. Until I'm declared unfit for duty, I will continue to prove it.
I retired voluntarily.
Of course you did.
Perhaps we should dispense with the pleasantries and get down to brass tacks.
Fine.
Lights, please. We lost another agent this afternoon, bringing the total to 7 operatives in 10 days. It is our firm belief that someone is systematically eliminating our undercover agents, which leads us to believe that the clandestine operations section has been compromised. It seems we have a traitor in our midst.
Do you suspect anyone?
We suspect everyone.
7 operatives. That's over half the active list. Why weren't we informed sooner?
You're being informed now. This situation has unfolded rather abruptly.
The assassin left a lily, a regal finale to be precise, on or near the corpse of each victim. Mean anything to either of you?
Volkov.
Who?
Dmitri Volkov. The regal finale is his calling card.
The name's familiar. What do we know about him?
He's a right bastard.
Anything more specific?
Just what's in his file. Born in Kamchatka in 1921. Distinguished himself as an academic prodigy and master chess player by the age of 8, by which time he'd also earned notoriety for refining various torture techniques on neighbors' pets. It seems he joined the NKVD in 1937 and served as some sort of disciplinarian in a gulag near Kiev. His whereabouts during the war are unknown except for a brief mention in 1943, when he was spotted by an OSS officer at Leningrad interrogating prisoners of war who would later disappear without a trace.
Ah, yes, I remember this fellow. We've had dealings with him before.
Sometime after the war, he emerged again, this time in the employ of Smersh. He's personally credited with well over 1,000 executions, spies and Soviet dissidents for the most part. In 1961, a failed assassination attempt left him without an eye. He was shot in the face at close range by one of our finest agents.
You flatter me, but I shouldn't have missed.
He escaped by throwing himself off a 70-foot cliff into an icy river. It was presumed that he survived, as no body was ever recovered. In fact, rumor has it, he's currently working for an organization calling itself HARM, as Director of Executive Action. I don't have to tell you what that means.
What do we know about HARM?
Unfortunately, there's very little about them in our files.
Well, despite the obvious risks, we still have a job to do. In this case, a very important one.
Wet work.
Precisely. And after this recent catastrophe, the two of you are our only available assets.
To be perfectly frank, Agent Archer, you're only getting this assignment because we've no other choice. Matters of such delicacy aren't really the sort of thing we would usually entrust to a woman. Emotional inconstancy and assassination do not make especially good bedfellows, if you take my meaning.
Yeah, this guy's not totally likable at all.
I'll try to surpass your expectations.
Considering that I expect you to fail miserably, you shouldn't have to try very hard.
Enough of this. Time is of the essence. Stop by the toy shop before you go. They have some new gizmos you might find useful. Don't dally too long, though. Your flight leaves at 6 p.m.
Where are we going?
Morocco. Agent Archer, what does HARM stand for?
I haven't figured that out yet.
See if you can't find out. And be careful, both of you.
Oh yeah, and HARM are technically the main antagonists for the rest of the game in the series, so... Oh yeah, I pressed the wrong button, it's O. Okay, basic training area. Basically, just follow the signs. Oh yeah, almost forgot. We also have a melee attack. We can actually karate chop things. No point really. Just for fun.
We strongly advise that you go through the training course before embarking on your first mission. There are many nuances and features you may overlook otherwise. If you prefer to skip training, just head to the exit.
Alright. Okay, so... First stop, basic field tactics, which is way over here. We are going to do the tutorial, mainly because there are actually intelligence items we can pick up in here.
Welcome to Basic Field Tactics. This course comprises several areas, each with its own lesson. You must complete each lesson in order to proceed. Now step up to the active station designated by the flashing light. Your crosshair will change to indicate an item that can be activated. Alright, now open the door to the next area. Bystanders will often speak to you if you activate them. Sometimes they will share useful information. Sometimes they just want to chat. Be sure to conceal any obvious weapon or they'll be too distressed to talk. Try activating Leon.
Well done.
Alright, now open the door to the next area.
Yeah, secret spy organization teach you how to talk to people.
If you want to skip a cutscene, simply press the space bar.
Yes, there is actually a tutorial on how to skip cutscenes in a video game. And this will continue on forever. All you just gotta do is just press spacebar.
Congratulations! You've completed the Basic Field Tactics course. You should now continue to the Advanced Field Tactics area, where you will receive specific instruction for your upcoming mission. Note that new simulations will be prepared for you before each mission.
So yeah, basic field tactics is talking to someone and skipping cutscenes. That's it. But don't worry, we'll get to the other stuff in advanced field tactics, which I feel should be the basic one. Okay, so that's back here. And down this corridor. And we're here.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics.
Alright.
Keep an eye out for ammunition boxes. Each can contain various ammunition types. Once the box is empty, it will disappear. You won't have the opportunity to heal while on a mission, so you'll need to rely on body armor to protect yourself from damage. Be warned that certain types of damage will ignore armor completely though, such as that sustained from falling or running out of oxygen. Alright, now open the door to the next area. While on a mission, always keep an eye out for miscellaneous intelligence items that might be of benefit to us. Here are some of the items you should look for. The more you recover, the better your mission rating will be. Pick up these intelligence items to proceed.
Okay. So basically, these are the intelligence items. Basically, this is just to show off what most of them look like. We got blueprints, a dossier, a briefcase, a letter, an envelope. I almost said envelope, like the English way. 35mm film, reel-to-reel tape, and
all right.
loose
Now
files.
open the door to the next area.
I actually remember a glitch during the demo of this game where he just kept repeating, pick up these intelligence items to proceed, and he just kept going on until you picked all of them
You may
up.
occasionally be called upon to arm or disarm explosive devices. Simply activate the device to enable or disable it as necessary.
Okay,
Disarm these mock explosives in order to proceed.
don't worry, they're not going to blow up.
All right, now open the door to the next area. It's
All right.
often advisable to move as quietly as possible to avoid detection. The faster you move, the louder your footsteps will be. It is therefore advisable to walk or move in a crouch when you're trying to be discreet.
Alright, so here's the blueprint. Blueprint for the new Unity Accounting Division. Alright. Alright. Keep low. Walk.
Well done.
Yeah. Well, we just
Volume of
walked
your
on
footsteps
wood,
can be
yeah.
modified by the material upon which you're moving. Be careful of tile, metal, and other hard surfaces. Whenever possible, favor carpet or turf. All right, now open the door to the next area.
By the way,
Wow, you're pretty light-footed.
what? Really?
If you're not sure what to expect around
Really?
the corner,
I didn't even try.
Step out for a moment to see what's up ahead. As long as you duck back quickly, you probably won't be spotted. Of course, the closer you are to an enemy, the more likely it is that you'll be seen, so listen for footsteps or conversation before leaving cover.
True.
Can't you do any better than that?
Step behind the yellow line to reset the simulation.
Okay, but yet, basically, we just gotta peek around, make sure he's not looking, and then...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Proceed to the next course.
And we got this. Alright. To all employees, do not abuse your phone privileges. All personnel calls must be logged and sent to accounting on the second Tuesday each month. Thank you.
Use your flashlight to find your way to the door.
What button was that again? Okay, it's not F. Oh, right, it's L. Okay.
Your flashlight is an effective tool, but it can also give away your position. Try not to let enemies see the beam.
Okay. I seriously don't understand how that logic works. I mean, if he sees, like, you know, the light source on the floor, ceiling, wall, or anything, they can see that, but they actually can't see the actual beam itself emitting from the flashlight itself and not where it's hitting. I don't get that. Anyway, firing range. Oh, yeah.
So, do you think the CT-180 will get a decent field rating?
I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you. Have you seen the commission form for that thing? They want everything that the TR-60 and TR-61 can do, all in one device. But, hand me that atomic retroscopic analyzer thingy, will you? But they don't understand that Clancy's team was killing themselves just to get the TR-60 up to spec. And that was back when they had twice as many designers with 4 times the development time. Not only that, but the TR-60 was designed as an infiltration device, and the CT-180 is meant for emergency extractions.
So have you heard what Carrington's team is working on?
Yeah, an ultra-quiet vacuum cleaner.
If that thing's really supposed to be some big secret, why the hell do they keep talking about it in the Unity newsletter?
I honestly would not mind an ultra-quiet vacuum cleaner. Alright.
Hello, Kate. How are you? Smithy wants me to run you through a basic firearms refresher course.
Alright. And we have our pick on some of the weapons that we can use. This is the weapons we can only use so far. And we can use, you know, more weapons later on. And we can use all of them. So, let's go with the P338 air-weight revolver.
Because it's a revolver, it can't be adequately silenced. But its simple design accommodates a wider range of ammunition types than most automatic pistols can reliably handle.
Alright, let's get some ammo for this. And here we go. Easy. Now for a new gun. Shepard Arms P38 9mm.
Shepard Arms P38 9mm pistol is a rugged little automatic that was favored by Allied commanders during World War II. It features a 10-round magazine and can be fitted with a silencer.
We're going to be using a silencer on this gun a lot. And lastly, the Hampton carbine.
The Hampton carbine is the world's only truly silent firearm. Of course, silent is a relative term when it comes to guns, but the Hampton's muzzle noise is little more than a stifled cough. It fires a .45 caliber automatic Colt pistol cartridge, making it less lethal than most rifles, but it compensates in subtlety what it lacks in punch.
And we're done here.
Some things to note about firearms. If the dynamic crosshair option is enabled in the menu, you can gauge your accuracy by the relative size of your crosshair. The larger it is, the worse your aim will be. The next function key is very important. With it, you can cycle through the available ammunition types for a given weapon. More importantly, it cycles through a gadget's various functions. For example, it allows you to toggle between the Beret's lockpick and weapon modes. Learn to monitor your ammunition. Reload your weapon between firefights to make sure you don't run empty at inopportune moments.
Okay, so yeah, the regular ammo for this is FMJ, but when I press the control key, we can actually switch to dum-dum rounds. And of course, if you know what dum-dum rounds are, basically this gun makes you, the bullets make you bleed out, and it does a whole shitload of damage. We'll see it in action later. Anyway, what's this? Unity medical report. Dum-dum rounds typically cause bleeding wounds that are characterized by accelerated pulse. Subjects frequently report being deafened by their own heartbeat for a brief period. Okay, basically some enemies have dum-dum rounds in their own, and if you get shot, that's usually what you hear. Your own heartbeat. That lets you know that you're hit by those rounds and you're bleeding out. So basically, take cover, or just make sure you don't get hit.
You can shoot through certain walls, objects. Of course, doing so may affect the accuracy, range, and velocity of the shot, but it's sometimes preferable to dispatch an enemy before he sees you. Keep an eye out for these materials.
So yeah, we can shoot through wood. And through doors as well. Alright. Leon, please remind operatives that they can use the zoom in and zoom out keys with scope weapons for a closer view of a distant target. Oh gee, you think?
Be careful not to injure civilians. If you kill an innocent bystander, you will fail your mission. You will also fail if 3 or more bystanders are slain by enemy fire. If you're ever in doubt, look at your crosshair. It will change to indicate the person you're targeting is friendly. Use the holster weapon key to conceal your weapon rapidly. If your weapon is already holstered, hitting this key will draw the last weapon you had out.
So yeah, holstering your weapon is actually quite effective if you don't want civilians, you know, freaking out every time you have a gun out. Alright, off we go. Okay. And now, gadget training. The Gadget Lab, also known as Santa's Workshop, who is basically the Q of No One Lives Forever. And he's actually the guy that's been talking to us this whole time.
Let's talk about your Barrette. In its default mode, it can be used as a lockpick, ideal for bypassing certain key padlocks. Of course, the more complicated the mechanism, the longer it will take to pick. Note that the Barrette only works on padlocks with keyholes.
There we go. To Technology Division, please be prepared to move your cubicles from Section 4 to Section 5 next Wednesday to make room for the Accounting Division. And this. Leon, please be sure to inform all operatives that most keyed padlocks can be shot off as well as picked.
The Barrette can also be used as a weapon by hitting the next function key. When you slash an adversary, the pressure on the blade releases a small amount of toxin into his bloodstream. Quite deadly.
Quite cool, but this thing doesn't really work most of the time. Like, you can probably get away with if you get one guy, but I don't really use this one all that much, except for the lockpick function. Okay, and now for the dumbest gadget ever.
A spare bit of change can come in very handy when you need to distract someone. Practice tossing this coin to divert the guard's attention. Try not to throw it off any high ledges.
How is this a gadget? It's just a coin. Whatever.
Hello?
And then we just walk past them.
A suspicious agent doesn't leave corpses lying about, as they tend to arouse suspicion. Judging by your slight frame, you won't have much luck hauling bodies away, so we've come up with this special body-removing powder just for you. Sprinkle a bit of it on dead tissue and voila! The cadaver will vaporize almost instantly.
Yeah, you notice that you know, okay, you can't pick up dead bodies because of, you know, of her frame. But in No One Lives Forever 2, you can actually pick up bodies, so basically that just makes the powder useless. But also, another thing, you can actually get hurt by the decaying powder. I don't know if this was ever fixed or addressed, but you could actually get killed. Let's actually put this to the test. Let's actually use that and see if we actually take damage. No, I don't think so, but I remember a time where it actually did hurt you and actually killed you if you accidentally used it. Okay. Oh, no, not that. Okay, proceed the exit. Basically, we just leave. I think it's this way. Exit train, there we go.
All ready to go, eh? Well, have a safe mission and come back in one piece.
Alright, off we go. And that's it for the assignment, and now we actually start off on the mission. Now, intelligence data found 16 of 16 items, and we get the rank of super spy for this level. Again, it doesn't really do anything unless you like, you know, doing collectibles, but again, I won't be able to find every single one because again, 2 different playthroughs in order to get everything.